Okay, I want to first start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Arachah, Kodash, Barakatah. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, the ones that need this truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect Akim out there pushing the truth with faith and sincerity and risking their lives and freedom to do so. Shalom to the sincere Akwat and Akim out there listening and learning. Um, Once again, this is a fellow servant, Brother Yawasop out of the Cleveland GMS Church, and coming at you once again with another lesson. I was doing a series on a book called Beast Tech by a man named Thomas Horn. Basically, like I said, the spirit was moving on the chip or whatnot. And I had this book for quite some time, and I ended up seeing that movie about what's the upgrade, and you know, just felt that the video deserved the Slocky, the movie deserved the I'm all over the place. The movie deserved a video done on it. I don't. I was in the book. I don't. Hopefully, it drops me back off exactly where I was. Yeah, I think that is. So, I'm gonna just jump right into it. Most likely, he added it would be implanted in the back of the right or left hand for convenience, so that it would be easy to scan at stores, which is what you got people really going through right now. You got people actually have the RFID chip or the NFC chip, so they're actually using the system already. And it's a matter of time before this system is implanted or Salakia implemented throughout the four corners of the earth. I think they said Switzerland. It was what was it? 4,000 people in Switzerland actually took the chip, and then what was that Department of Homeland Security or something along that lines, Slovakia. If I'm not, I don't have it correct, but I could look it up right now. Department of Homeland Security, I believe, purchased a certain amount. I thought it was 50,000, but that's the blessings of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah. I got a phone now, so I can look that up. 50 Slovakia. Bear with me for a second. 50,000. No, 50,000 R RFID FEMA. It was FEMA that bought 50,000. So continuing with the lesson, most likely Salakia. So they would be easy to scan at stores. It could be used as a universal identification card that will replace credit cards, passports, that sort of thing at the supermarket checkout stand. And this is from a guy named Willard. But like I said, this is a series, so I'm picking up where I left off. Um, at the supermarket checkout stand, you would simply pass your hand over the scanner. Your bank account would be automatically debited. It could be programmed to replace a medical alert bracelet. For example, at the scene of an accident, a medic could scan the victim's hands to find out his recent medical histories, allergies, a relative to contact, etc. This will be especially valuable if the person were unconscious. Another very logical application such microchips could replace the need for keys to home, cars, and workplace locks, since the chip in one's hand would serve as a universal key for all such locks. Which you can go on YouTube and watch people actually, thinking it's cool, and they think it's cool, so they wave their hands and unlock their doors or unlock their phones or tablets or you know their laptops. So that's just. But this is, like I said, kind of older book. It, like I said, the real reason why I wanted to read into it because it actually talks about like it's a Slovakia, Slovakia. It's page 57. Back with his there was a universal key for such locks. Because it had different chapters. It even had a chapter about basically how the movie Upgrade. He was upgraded. The soldiers were upgraded with these you know chips. So one would simply scan the back of his head or his or her right hand over a high-tech micro-reader device designed to future locks to gain access. Security would be enhanced tremendously since allegedly no one, no one would allegedly no one would um, be able to pick the locks, make a wax copy, or obtain a spare key found under a doormat. Doesn't that make you feel really safe? Not if you understand that any burglar worth his salt has always found a way around locks and security devices, no matter how complex. It might serve as a deterrent to an inept thief, but a serious crook would manage to get in somehow. The bigger the target, the cagier the crooks. Just think of any major malicious virus caused by such minds in the past 10 years online. Most designed by brilliant computer degree bearing hackers. No more intimidated by a doctor, futuristic door lock than someone's email account. New biochip of living proteins and hybrid brain machine interfacing. And that sounds like the Elon Musk with the what's that Neuralink? You know, some of the simple biochips of yesterday are now new biochips partially made of or with living proteins. According to Willard, a powerful biochip once surgically implanted in the brain would make it possible to program or upload a limited amount of information into the mind without ever having cracked a book. It would be infinitely, I mean, like they really go try and sell people with the Matrix. And you got sheeple out here that are going to be led to the slaughter. Um, Matter of fact, let me get that scripture. Slovakia. Because they are, though, you know what I mean? 53 and 7. He was oppressed and he was afflicted, yet he opened not his mouth. He's brought as a lamb to the slaughter and a sheep before. That wasn't the scripture I was looking for. Slovakia for that. Slovakia for that. I don't know what that was. Akim. I had a scripture in my mind and then, but that isn't what I wanted. It basically went into Yahweh. Isaiah 50, 53. Anyhow, but it went into like the matrix, you know what I mean, like how they could upload information, you know. After hearing Slovakia upload a limited amount of information to the mind without ever having cracked a book, it will be infinitely smaller and have the capacity to carry much more information. It will have a wide range of functions that will simply boggle our mind. After hearing more and more news of hybrid brain machine interfaces, which are called HMBIs, mind machine interfaces NMIs, and brain computer interfaces BCIs, Willard's comment seems almost tame. As far back as the 1970s, there has been a significant amount of focus plus neural prosthesis, artificial sensory intervention via prosthetics placed directly in the brain, essentially rerouting and or repairing the brain's communication with the body, part due to birth defects, injury, or disease. After our country has observed the repeated miracles of Such evolutionary between man and machine, literally observing the lame man walk, the blind man see, and the deaf man hear, among hundreds of other marvels of science. The function of a biochip with living proteins taking its podium in the current labs is not hard to believe. Loss of freedom and privacy. Chapter 2 of this book will discuss extensively the loss of our privacy and electronic bondage, but we should at least address it briefly here as it contributes greatly to the future shock condition. Salakia. But as you can see, I mean, like, your privacy pretty much has gone out the window. That's why you got cameras pretty much everywhere. You know what I mean? Like, you know, look on many major streets. Like I said, of course, you know, I'm in Cleveland, so our downtown is riddled with cameras everywhere. But even when you go out further in some of the, like, even the like the Jake neighborhoods where, you know, a little bit more poverty stricken, you know, police may not uh, patrol like they do used to at one point in time. I mean, I can literally say that because the area I grew up in, you know, police was riding down there every day. Now you barely see them, but yeah, still you got those, you know, police issue lights. I mean, not lights, but cameras that's actually mounted onto the traffic lights. So your privacy is pretty much, you know, and they call it for the convenience of, well, it's they'll use the excuse that the fact is that they're monitoring or it's for your safety, but in actual, I mean, like, okay, a perfect example, like our public transportation system. You know, you got like 12 cameras on this damn thing. You know what I mean? And I can understand, yeah, they trying to make sure they don't hit this, and you got different angles on the bus, but then they got cameras that's pointed to shit that is not even on the bus. You know, and when I recognize them, I'm like, damn, it's like they trying to spy on you. So best believe that's why you know, ever since that 9/11, that gave them an option. Well, not the option. I gave them the ability to actually monitor everything, and that's what Bush. Well, I want to say that's one of the reasons why Bush said what he said. He said you'll look back years from now, not Bush Senior, but Bush Junior. He said you'll look back years from now and recognize and understand what he did. You know what I mean? The capabilities described above carry with them the inherent risk of abuse by government and other organizations, particularly over the issue of privacy. How will access to such information be limited and controlled? And if read, that when it is passed around, often without our knowledge, much less our consent, to a variety of entities, both private and governmental, how will we know of errors that occur when someone is updating information? No system is foolproof. Errors will always occur. Somehow, this one at fault for the error will not make any adjustments to their records databases. You must determine the origin of error and try your best to get them to correct the mistake not likely to occur. We might warn you since admitting such a blunder will make them financially liable for any injury you might have surrendered. Salakia suffered because of their negligence. I'm gonna skip on that. I'm gonna read a human biochip ID system. A human microchip identification system, Willer said, would work best with a highly centralized computer system where only one identification number would gain access to medical, credit, academic, home security, and other kinds of data. But under the arrangement, as you can see, security risks are somewhat intense. People tend to be idealistic about their independence and privacy, but the reality that most information pertaining to education, credit history, whatever, is readily available to just about anyone who acts. Anyone who has ever experienced a simple credit check knows this. Um, and then you got to take time to think about it. I mean, sometimes, I mean, I don't really bother with Facebook, but I often, I mean, you know, it is an easy way to keep in touch with people, or, you know, at the end, that's how you know it's gonna be a huge setup. But I've seen some people actually make some of the dumbest comments about as far as how they should, you know, take away the guns. So, because people will give up or forsake freedoms for the idea of thinking they safe. Yeah, but I'm gonna stop there and continue.